Senator Chris Coons from President Joe Biden's home state of Delaware has been called the president's closest Senate ally, even a shadow Secretary of State when he travels abroad. He and President Biden are very, very close, and he speaks to him all the time. Now Coons is using his clout to nudge Biden towards sending, you ready? U.S. troops to fight the war in Ukraine. Last Thursday, he gave a lecture, the Vandenberg Lecture, at the University of Michigan's Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. Boy, that just sounds like a disaster. He said the United States is coming right up against the Cuban Missile Crisis. And there's going to be a direct confrontation between NATO, the United States, the West, and Russia. He said this is a 1939 moment. There's I'm quoting, almost certainly there will be an incident in which Russia's leader, Vladimir Putin, goes too far, either within Ukraine by using chemical weapons or just over the border by claiming an accident in which cruise missiles strikes an arms depot where Americans are unloading Stinger missiles from a C-17 about to go across the border. It's important that we look at this and consider troops in the defense of Ukraine. Because if the answer is never, then we are inviting another level of escalation and brutality by Putin. That's good. That's good. Now, another advisor to another president, this time the guy who's known as Putin's brain, says Russia needs to escalate the Ukrainian war. His name, don't know if you've ever heard of him, Stu. Have you ever heard of Alexander Dugin?
No. Who's this character?
Well, he's a Russian philosopher, ultra-nationalist, and a guy who is referred to as Putin's brain because he has such influence with Putin. He said the Russian army is currently fighting the sovereign powers that impose a unipolar world. He said, we can't lose this war, otherwise the whole world will turn into a large fire. He has a way with words, doesn't he? He's the guy who really shaped the policy in Ukraine, et cetera, et cetera. In a Turkish newspaper, he said there's a new countrywide offensive that is about to start. He said the retreat was purely a tactical move that would allow the army to execute revisions and seeming reference to organizational changes like the appointment of the veteran of Russia's brutal campaign in Syria. He is going to do the offensive now, and he said this is going to be not just a victory for Russia, but our soldiers are not going to return home until targets all across the country have been destroyed and security has been established, or until Zelensky surrenders. So that is, I think, really good. We've got, a couple advisors to each president that's saying, hey, we got to go to full-out war. And then there's Trump, who said this crazy thing. He said, this war should never have happened, but it did. If they don't reach a peace agreement soon, there will be nothing left but death, destruction, and carnage. It doesn't make sense that no one is sitting down and working out some kind of an agreement. The solution can never be as good as it would have been before the shooting started, but there is a solution and it should be figured out now, not later, when everyone is dead, end quote. What a crazy guy that guy is, huh? One more thing, and see if this seems like, to me, this is kind of like we shouldn't be developing biological weapons in places like Ukraine or China, but on a different level. Let me explain. The Russian flagship, the Moskva.
Yeah, they say it's the worst naval loss of anybody since World War II.
Yeah, it's a big one. This is the one that helped seize Snake Island. When they said that the Ukrainians were like, screw you. It sank last Thursday after being seriously damaged following an explosion. Now, Ukrainians were like, it was a missile strike. And the Russians are like, it was just an explosion.
An onboard fire.
Yeah. Well, it's now down at the bottom of the Black Sea, and that's kind of a problem. Now, let me just read this to you. In 2020, it was decided that a Christian relic, the true cross that Jesus Christ was crucified on, that was supposedly found by Roman Emperor Constantine's mother, Helena, and the alleged fragments of the cross that have over the centuries been dispersed among different sects and churches, was on board the Moskva. Quote, this relic used to belong to the Catholic Church, but it was acquired by an anonymous patron of the arts, and it was their will to send the relic to the Black Sea Fleet. Okay, but the operative word there is fleet, not send it to the Black Sea. Can you imagine? You went and you negotiated a price for the true relic of the cross from the Catholic Church, which I don't think have bargain basement sales.
No.
You know, they don't
have like a BOGO situation going on?
No, I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
Right.
But, so you went and you bought this, and then they put it on a ship, and now it's lost at the bottom of the sea.
You put it on a ship you were bringing to war?
Yeah.
To take over? Like, this story makes absolutely no sense.
I mean, unless it's like Dugan, unless they think that, Himmler was the one that really thought, if we get the Spear of Destiny, look what's going to happen with us.
Yeah.
We're going to win.
What was that book? The cult of... remember, it was the book. It was about the cult of
Hitler's Monsters.
Hitler's Monsters. Yes,
really a good book.
Yeah, great memory. That because they talked about all the cultish stuff that they went into, and a lot of it had to do with, them with symbolism and things of this nature that they believed.
They collected everything.
Yeah, they were.
They were
crew.
Weirdos.
Those Nazis. Yeah. Weird crew.
So I wonder if it's kind of like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where they're trying to get the Ark of the Covenant because, it will lead you. If you had the true cross on board, you'd never sink to the bottom of the Black Sea. I'm not sure. But why would you put that on a naval ship going to war? It seems pretty stupid.
I cannot answer that one. And I don't think that they have a good answer to it either. It can't be true, can it? I can't.
Yes, it says, yes.
Yes. But
the Moskva's true cross fragment embedded into a 19th century metal cross, which was stored in someplace. On the ship. Russian news agencies say the Moskva commissioned in 1982 as the Slava is armed with the blah, blah, blah. The Lant-class guided missile cruiser was one of the two ships that seized the snakes, blah, blah, blah. Russia claimed that a fire had started on board under investigation. Russia reported that the fire was contained but damaged. The ship's crew was evacuated, but there has been no word if the Moskva's holy relic was saved as well or sank to the bottom of the Black Sea with the vessel, now a lost relic.
Jeez, that's bizarre.
I mean, makes me want to put a scuba diving suit on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how never done it before. Well, I've done it once, and I thought I was approaching a rock, and it was an octopus. And when the rock had legs shoot out from it. That was the last time I went scuba diving. So I might not be the best person to go, but it does make me want to go down. I mean, how deep is the Black Sea?
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
This will be a future Discovery Channel episode. Well, actually, the Russians are probably going to go down there and try to get it themselves, is my guess. But in the middle of a war zone, it's a little difficult at this time.
Is it? Is it? You can just swim out to it.
They seem to have no belief that this would happen. Maybe this is the reason why. Everyone was like, why are they getting so close to the shore? Why are they getting within range of Ukrainian missiles? What are they doing with this ship? And maybe this is what they believed. Maybe they believed they were going to be protected no matter what. maybe Alexander Dugin was like, you guys are fine. You got that
cross.
You got the piece of the cross.
You got that piece of wood
embedded into another. So it's not the actual cross. It's a piece of the cross
embedded
supposedly
in a cross. Yeah. Well, it was from Constantine's mom, who, she went over drunk on her own power. Like, that's the cross.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. You know what? This is where it all happened. She had no idea. Mm-hmm. She had no idea.
So so it's not a real.
No, I think it's somebody came up. Psst, hey, you're Constantine's mom. Yeah, I got a piece of the cross right here. You got to see it, and I'll let it go for a deep, deep discount. Why? Looks like a piece of an old chair. Definitely not. Not a chair that I broke up just today. And I'm claiming it's a piece of the cross. It's definitely not that. Okay, it's the cross. Let's sink it at the bottom of the Black Sea. I think that's probably, celebrity voice impersonated. But
I thought that you were just playing audio.
No, it was not an actual tape of
Constantine's mom.
It's crazy.